Hey guys, welcome to a very quick video. Well, I say quick, I'm probably going to ramble. I'm filming this on my phone, but this is going to be a bad idea. So I was tasked by Alex, aka Wingy Media, to regale you with a tale of what is my favourite Doctor Who item in my collection. I've put a link to his video in the description below. Go check it out. It was really, really good. It was really interesting to see all the different things that he had and the memories that he had associated with those different bits of merchandise. Basically, yeah, this is just going to be me telling you about my favourite piece of merchandise. I did nearly go down the same route as Alex and think about lots of different things because, as you know, there's a lot of stuff, Doctor Who stuff, that I've collected over the years. And I thought, oh my god, this is going to be really difficult to try and pin down a singular item. But actually I thought long and hard about it, and I have found something which is probably my favourite thing. Well, I'll say things because there's multiple of them. What I will do before I tell you what my favourite item is, I'll just give a few shout-outs to things that are, of course, very treasured pieces to me. First off, I will give a shout-out to the Character Options Doctor Who figures, because without them, this channel wouldn't exist. You wouldn't be watching this video. And they were everything that I ever wanted from a line of Doctor Who figures. I think they were everything anyone ever wanted from a line of Doctor Who figures. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they're just lying, because it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I grew up with the Daypole toys, and this was just leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. So, and look, I mean, like I said, this YouTube channel exists because of them. I have a job working for a YouTube company because all of the stuff I did on YouTube. Obvious things that I will have to mention are stuff like the full-size TARDIS. Obviously, that's a big thing. Not everyone has a full-size TARDIS. You know, I'm incredibly grateful that I own one of those. Well, technically, it is my brother's. He did buy it, but he let it fall into such a terrible state of disrepair that it was up to me and my dad to fix the damn thing with the help of our friends Hugh and Nigel. Shout out to them for helping us actually do it, because we didn't have a clue. And I put a lot of money into repairing that TARDIS, so as far as I'm concerned, that TARDIS is as much mine as it is his. He would deny that, but hey, that's what I think. So yeah, a lot of great memories playing with that when we first got it, and a lot of great memories working with my dad and Hugh and Nigel over the summer once I'd finished university and before I got my job. Yeah, a lot of good memories of doing it. It was a fun project. It was so nice to see it go from an absolute wreck that we thought we were going to have to chuck in the skip to the gleaming TARDIS that it is today. Full-size Dalek, again, another thing that I got and always wanted a Dalek. Who doesn't? And again, that was another thing that me and Dad worked on. We tweaked it to try and make it a bit more accurate. It's still not 100% accurate, and I always sort of thought I'd probably sell it and buy another one at some point. Maybe I will one day, but it does have a lot of good memories of like me and my dad working on the damn thing, and we do have some funny videos of like my brother in it and stuff.
Crank it out! I can't move it!
I told you, the mechanism's gone.
Not.
Of course, it was used in the Twitch pre-shows, so, you know, it's a bit of Doctor Who history now, so I don't know if I could really sell it, but yeah, that's another notable thing that, you know, it's amazing. It's so nice to see it. You know, I go to my parents' house and I see it there, and I'm like, my God, Dalek, you know? So that's exciting. You know, the dog. I want a K9. If anyone knows where I can get a decent full-size K9 to replace this barking dog, that would be brilliant. And I'm sure there's other things like the Cyberman head that me and Dad made. That's good. Again, it's not 100% accurate, but it's nice. It's something that we worked on together. And there's the Androids of Tara original production used script that I own, that I won in a competition. That was amazing. There's obviously other stuff as well, like my portraits that I painted of each of the classic Doctors. Capaldi. A lot of those have been signed by the Doctors themselves, so those hold a lot of memories, you know, going to meet them and all that kind of thing. You know, I met Tom Baker. I painted a portrait of the Doctor for him to sign for me, and then I painted one of him as as he is now, and gave that to him to have. I'm sure it went in the bin somewhere. But he asked me to sign it, you know. He turned around and he sort of said, well, I think you'd better sign this one for me. Of course, I went crazy and was like, oh my God, I'm signing something for Tom Baker. But at the moment, my favourite piece of merchandise is my 1/6 scale TARDISes that from the kits that Jamie Bate has made. So you've seen a couple of videos that I've done. I've done one of the first one that me and Dad put together, which was the season 13 box. And then I did another review, which was of the third TARDIS that me and Dad made, which was the season 25 Sylvester McCoy box. And I've got the TV movie TARDIS, and I've done a William Hartnell box as well. And why are these boxes so important to me? Well, first of all, they're amazing. I mean, I can't praise Jamie enough for the amount of skill that have gone into making those kits. When you finally get making them and it all comes together, and if you're like me and you're a real stickler for accuracy and it's like, oh, it's got to be like this, got to be like that, it's great. It's so much fun. I had so much fun making those TARDISes, doing all the research, learning things about the TARDIS props that I otherwise would have had no idea about. And just seeing it come together, they look stunning. They look absolutely stunning. I look up at them and I think, gosh, what lovely TARDISes. And they're a nice size as well, good size for a TARDIS, replica model. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Hi. 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 Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You having fun? I don't really want you on me like this because I've got my best trousers on and you're going to get them all furry. And, I've had a lot of interaction with people on Twitter. Clayton Hickman has, helped me out with some of the signs and stuff and, to really make them accurate. So I've been in contact with people I never thought I'd ever get to speak to. So that was cool. So that's been cool. There's been a lot of cool stuff around it. But the main reason why they mean so much to me is because 9 weeks ago, I lost my dad. Thanks, Giz. Thank you for the kisses. Thank you. I lost my dad. 9 weeks ago, come Sunday. May last year, so 2017, he was diagnosed with stage 4 kidney cancer. And he had the kidney removed in a hope that it would stop the spread of the cancer. You're right, Giz. And it didn't work. And then come the sort of July, August, we sort of knew by that point that Dad's condition was terminal. So it was around that sort of time that I got my first TARDIS kit from Jamie. And Dad always liked having little projects on the go. So like I mentioned earlier on, the big TARDIS in the garden, the Dalek, Cyberman helmets. He cut out all the sets for my action figure adventures, bless him. That's why he's on all the credits as like production assistant or whatever I noted him down as, bless him. So he always liked having little projects on the go, and he loved being involved in all of this stuff. Even though he wasn't a Doctor Who fan, but he just enjoyed doing it. He was there, he was present from the building of making this TARDIS kit, and I showed it to him and told him what we'd have to do, and he was really interested and was like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. And we'd go down to B&Q and make sure we bought all the right bits, and I'd call him at work and said, oh, look, I found this stuff for the windows, or I found this for the colour of the paint, or I've just discovered that there's actually hinges on the roof where the roof was coming off and it was supported, so I'm going to have to make those. And he'd go, oh my God, it's like, why are you doing this? And he'd always be like, oh, you make life so much more difficult for yourself. But, he knew I needed it. He always knew, he's like, but I know what you're like, it's got to be right. And he was right, it did have to be right. So Dad was there, he made the first one with me. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Then I ordered another one, which was the TV movie TARDIS. Dad always loved seeing them, the finished box. He thought they were so smart. I mean, he loved them before we even painted them. He just used to love seeing them just built in the pure unpainted MDF. But he would always help out. He'd always be doing stuff like he would cut out the perspex of the windows. He would But you basically do most of the painting in terms of like he'd put the primer on it. He'd usually give it the first coats of the base blue or whatever, and then maybe I'd do the weathering. So he would just do stuff like that, and if there was any bits of wood that needed trimming or sanding, 9 times out of 10 that would have been Dad's job. You know, he did that for the season 13 one. He did it for the Paul McGann one, and then after Christmas last year, I had this horrible feeling, even though Dad was actually quite well in the early months of this year, I had this awful feeling like if anything happens to Dad, I wouldn't want Jonathan not to have one of these TARDISes because he really liked them. And every time he saw them, when we were making the second one, he went, "Oh, is that for me?" And we were like, "No, that's mine." So it was from that I was like, "Oh, maybe we should build one for Johnny for his birthday," which is what we did. We did it for his 35th. So that was nice. That was nice that Jonathan ended up with one of these TARDISes that Dad had a hand in. And he worked hard on that as well. He worked really well. He was cutting stuff, like I said, the plastic of the windows, the wood, we gave it the coat of primer. I think we both sort of painted it because by that point he was starting to get tired very quickly. And it was hard for him to do stuff, but he was, he still did stuff. He still enjoyed doing it. And then I ordered the next one for myself, which was the William Hartnell one, which is the one that, along with the season 13 one, that I'm most proud of. And sadly, by that point, Dad wasn't really well enough to help out as much as he would like to have done. This was probably around May, June, that we started work on this. And he had a lot of misgivings about me doing that one because it's very hard to get the right colour blue, and we were looking at all these different pictures, and I'd show him and I'd be like, "Oh, look at this, look at that." And I had this really mad idea that I wanted to try and get all of the little lumps of the Artex, like the concrete effect. I really wanted to try and capture that. Oh, hello, Giz. I really wanted to try and capture that and make it as accurate as possible to the real thing. And he just used to think, "Oh my God," it's like, why are you doing this? Why do you make it so hard for yourself? And I'd be like, "Oh, it's got to be this colour blue. It's like a grey blue." And he's like, "Oh, that's horrible. You don't want that. Have a nice blue. Have a nice blue, like the blue outside in the TARDIS there." I said, "Why do you want to do it like that? It was horrible." But by the time we came to going to get the paint, Dad was quite unwell, and he hadn't left the house in quite a while. And I sort of said to him, "Look," he said, "you're going to come with me. We're going to go to B&Q. And we're going to buy some paint. You're going to help me find this colour. I got some pictures on my phone. You're going to help me." And he was like, "Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't do that." He relented and he was like, "Oh, go on. I'll come with you." And he said, "But let Jonathan come with me as well." He said, so I got, extra bit of support. So we went round for about an hour trying to find the blues that we would need for this TARDIS. And Johnny actually found the colour. And then we left B&Q. And Dad said, "Oh, I'm quite tired now." He said, "But I'm glad we went out." He said, "I'm glad that we did that." He said, "I really enjoyed going out today doing that." And that was the last time Dad ever left the house. Well, the last time he ever left the house, that when he wanted to, I should say. And I gave it the paint of the primer, which would have been his job. And he did actually, bless him, he did give it a first coat. No, I tell a lie. I gave it a first coat and the paint came out quite washy, and I was like, "Oh dear, this doesn't look good." And Dad said, "Well, look, I'll paint the front again." And he said, "I can only do the front." He said, "'Cause I tire quickly." He said, "But I'll just to show you." So he painted it and then he sent me a photo and I was like, "Oh, it looks perfect." And then I finished it off. And then it came to doing stuff like the windows where he would cut out the plastic and he couldn't do it. So I was there sawing this bit of plastic with a hacksaw. He said, "I'm so sorry that I can't help you." And he said to me, "Next time we go down B&Q," because at that point I was planning ahead. I was like, we're going to do the Barry Newbury prop next. And he said, "When we start the next one," he said, "we'll go down B&Q. He said, "and we'll get you a proper power tool to cut through that." And of course, he never did. He did, luckily, see the Hartnell box come to an end, and he thought it was lovely. He really liked it. He liked the colour in the end. He thought it looked nice. And then come July, end of July, Dad passed away 10 days before his 69th birthday. So that's why those TARDISes mean so much to me. because it just reminds me of, you know, Dad was going through this terrible thing, you know, and we were going through it with him as a family, but even though all that was going on, you know, he was still trying to find things that could keep his spirits up, keep him occupied, keep his mind off of things, keep himself going. And he loved it. He loved doing it. He absolutely loved doing it. He loved sending me pictures while I was at work. Like, I've painted this, I've done that, and just bringing me up and just let me know how things were going, or me telling him about stuff. And those kits just were wonderful because it gave so much to him and to me. You know, I've got all these wonderful memories of doing this stuff with my dad, and every time I look at those TARDISes, I remember him. And I don't think Jamie really knows how important those kits were, you know, how important they were to all of, well, to me and to Dad. You know, what we were going through, that was just like a lovely little doorway out of what was, the most horrendous thing that anyone could go through. That's why they're my favourite bits of merchandise, because not only are they beautiful, beautiful TARDISes, but for me, they have so many wonderful memories. And yeah, like I said, every time I look at them, I just remember Dad. I remember him being sat out there in the garden painting the TARDIS and doing all these little bits and pieces and moaning at me for this, that, and the other. So yeah, I'm sorry that it got quite emotional, and I know that Alex had his own quite emotional story in his video as well. I wanted to share that with you all because, you know, that's something that's been going on in the last year. It's probably why I've not really been on YouTube much. As you can see, I've picked up a bit more lately with all the Doctor Who toys and stuff, and I've got other stuff in the pipeline. But I really did take a back seat from everything, really, while all that was going on, from so many things. And then I think once the Twitch thing came along, which was, you know, I guess that's a video for another time if I ever talk about that. But when I got the Twitch gig, I don't know, I feel like I found a new connection with Doctor Who fandom and a new lease of life on wanting to make things, make content, because I hadn't done for such a long time, other than the odd review or review of Death with Billy, but I mean Billy edits those. And yes, Dad did get to see the Twitch stuff, and I think he was pretty proud, bless him. So I shall put forward someone else to have a go at doing this. So the person I'm going to put forward is going to be the Host Productions. Ben, you've got an amazing collection of stuff. You just did your tour. What is your favourite piece of Doctor Who merchandise? What is it? I'm intrigued. I want to know. People do ask me about, could you do a collection tour video, which is probably the thing I get asked about the most ever. It's difficult because I have stuff here, I have stuff at my parents' house. I have stuff at my parents' house that I didn't even remember having. I found the other day that I've got some character building sets. I completely forgot I had them. So one day I would like to do it. One day I'd like to have everything in one place. But at the moment it's a bit tricky. So yeah, thank you for watching this. I'm sorry if it got a bit awkward for people thinking, you know, it got heavy quick. Sorry about that. But thank you for watching, and yeah, thank you for Alex for nominating me, because as soon as he told me, I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. I'd like to do that. And I hope that was, you know, I think that those TARDISes are, yeah, there's something a bit different. They're not something that you come across just willy-nilly, you know, or it's not something amazingly extravagant like the TARDIS or anything like that. Obviously, they're close seconds. And of course, my mum's Doctor Who scarves, you know, these are very important to me. You know, she knitted me the season 12 scarf and the season 16 scarf, which is this one here. You know, the colours aren't exactly right. They're pretty darn close when you compare it to the later Lovartzi scarf. The first Lovartzi scarf, the colours were completely wrong. But yeah, they're really important to me because she put her heart and soul into making those, and she did a bloody good job. She followed the patterns to the letter, and we went out shopping for wool and all these mad things, and they went on to. I've had people turn around to me and say, "Oh, I do fan films because of Plastic Treachery." I think Billy Garrett John, if you've ever heard of him, some young chap with a beard, who looks older than me for some reason. He apparently started doing fan films because he watched Plastic Treachery. And all that kind of stuff. So, that has these scarves, they're very important to me as well. So thank you, Mum. So there we go. So Ben, Host Productions, what's your favourite piece of Doctor Who merch? I'm sorry, it's a hard question. I apologise because I had to give it a week to really think about it. But thanks for watching, guys. There's going to be some new content coming soon. I've got a video about B&M figures that I'm slowly working on. And I should have some more stuff to review, possibly, in the future. Possibly. Keep an eye out. There's something coming. Well, it should be. That's about it. So, thank you for watching.